Warrington came on home soil back in March 2017. Gareth Hart, the two-try hero. Ben Reynolds kicked 3 goals in that game. Back in Leigh colours this afternoon as we get underway, and it'll be Warrington with the possession first up. Widdop takes it and feeds Chris Hill, playing into a strong sunshine as well. The Warrington Wolves here in St Helens.
Yeah, great conditions, isn't it? For just 30 metres out from the line.
Big chance then for the Warrington Wolves.
Help! Releasing! Let go, Ben! Let go!
Darryl Clark waits, they're just 20 metres away. Widdop. Good tackle coming in over the top from Sidlow. Hood downstairs. And now Austin. Urgency when he has ball in hand. Gives it to Ratchford. Lateral for now. Taken down by a combination of G and Jordan Thompson there. 5 metres away though, the Wolves. Clark, Widdop, back on the inside for King. Gets away from 1, gets away from 2. Finds an offload as well. Gives it to Darryl Clark. Dump back from Mulhern. Ioane in attendance. Warrington threatening here. Austin, Widdop over the top. It's a spectacular finish in the corner from Tom Lynham. 9.5 minutes gone, it's not given yet. Has Tom Lynham put Warrington in front? They trailed early in round 1. Are they leading within 9 minutes or so a week later?
Well, it was the sort of try that they conceded last week against Castleford, and they've managed to create this week. I think this will be confirmed. Very little delay on this as the Mossy Masoi number goes up, and so does the try sign. 4 points, the first 4 points for the Warrington Wolves.
4 points and a 4th try against Leigh Centurions this year for Tom Lynham. A hat-trick in that testimonial, and he continues where he left off.
Well, penalty got this Warrington side. There's the late tackler trying to put pressure on the ball player, Gareth Widdop, but that's given Warrington and Stephen Ratchford, Gareth Widdop, an opportunity to provide Tom Lynham with a dive in the corner. It's important. I mean, so often we've seen teams score first, go on to win recently, and this will boost Warrington's confidence.
Well, Keenan Brandon, Lewis Taney, they go up, they're trying to turn the ball back on the inside. But with Warrington, with the threats that they've got, the dangermen that they've got, with the likes of Blair Costin and Gareth Widdop, they'll throw that ball over the top because they know that they've got the wingmen, the powerful wingmen out wide to score the try.
A career best 4 tries as Warrington racked up 50 against the Centurions 4 years ago. Likes playing Leigh, Tom Lynham. And now Ratchford to try and add the extras. It's a great kick and a perfect start for Steve Price and the Warrington Wolves, ahead by 6 points to 0.
Well, you've got to make sure you stay on your toes when you're defending. And Leigh Centurions, they looked at what was happening. They were looking at the ball carrier. They lost sight of where Tom Lynham was. He does attract defenders, but space out wide.
For Tom Lynham, very good return of his kick. And it's whether Leigh can continue to play at the pace with which Warrington, who are one of the top sides in Super League. Many expect to get to the grand final. And they play for the next 20 as they have the first 20, match them end to end, tackle for tackle.
Darryl Clark, Widdop got the ball away and then got some treatment, but Ratchford not hanging around here. Toby King going in. Toby King for Warrington. The first 2 tries of round 2 belong to the Wolves, and Toby King crossed against Leigh in that testimonial for Chris Hill and in the opener against Castleford, and he continues his blistering start for Steve Price's Warrington Wolves in double figures already.
Well, this could be the very start of Warrington's run to the grand final. The left-sided attack starting now to find the right combinations. Ben Curry getting back to his best, linking with the fullback as he comes through. Maybe in the future we may see Greg Inglis chiming in at some point on this type of a play, but it's where many people think Warrington may end up being at the strongest. Down this side, short pass, a lovely pass from Gareth Widdop, and the offload falling in the tackle, almost like an all-star rugby union pass there to a supporting player, keeping the ball alive and adding to some delight, I think, on a Good Friday for these 4 fans.
A very good Friday for Warrington and Steve Price right now. And Toby King with his second in Super League this year. 14 in 23 last time around, his finest season in 2020. Continued as he left off. Greg Inglis still to make his Warrington bow. Toby King has the spot at the moment and doing everything he can. Could be partnering the great man later this season. Ratchford finds an accurate conversion. Philbin. Mulhern, in fact. And now Chris Hill. Set restart for Warrington as well.
For Leigh Centurions to win this game, I think they've got to play it down. Now you can see the attacking shape, the numbers that they throw at Leigh's defensive line. You don't know whether the short ball's going to go to Ben Curry, or more importantly, the defence will be looking at Stefan Ratchford out the back. Takes an awful lot of pressure, Stefan Ratchford, off his teammates around him. The defence is always looking for that long shift from Warrington. Again, you can see the ball going out.
It's lovely play.
With Ratchford, silky skills from Warrington, and Charlie is away. He's got support from Marmot on the outside. It's back-to-back tries for Warrington, and they are turning up the heat on the Leigh Centurions here in St Helens. 2 tries in 4 minutes. Jake Marmot may well blow a kiss. How we would love a crowd in here to see that box office from the Wolves.
They've punched away at the middle for 20 minutes plus, and eventually now they're starting to draw in the defenders and drain their energy, exploiting it with the passing and the pace that they've shown here. That's a brilliant try from Warrington, and they're starting now. There was a spring in the step, there was a confidence, there was almost a smile in the skills of this try here. I think now they're starting to believe again. You know, there's been under so much pressure after a terrible start, but Jake Marmot, who hasn't had many chances to play, gets out there and gets to enjoy that try.
Just seem to up the tempo. That's what I'm talking about. Stefan Ratchford, he comes into line. All of a sudden, the Leigh Centurions defence jams in, leaves space on the outside for Josh Charnley. And Jake Marmot, a man who sees himself playing as a centre, anticipated where that space was. Loving the dancing in the bottom right. Loving it.
That jealousy, Ted?
Oh, yes.
They may well dance, the Warrington fans. Led Leigh a merry dance there down that right-hand side, and box office from Jake Marmot. Another tough kick for Ratchford, meanwhile. They've not been easy. He's 2 from 2 so far. Not firing on all cylinders last week in the opener Warrington, but very much in tune as Ratchford misses for the first time, but the Wolves ahead now by 16 points to 0.
Teams and players will talk about being on the jump on every single play. Don't sit back and wait for a settler. The key players will step up, try to create that space, and they certainly did that. Seemed nice and easy. Jake Marmot really happy with his contribution.
Leigh's effort has resulted in this penalty.
Be interested to watch here whether they've got as many bodies moving around the ball in support of the man, offering themselves as an attacking threat now as they had at the start. Like a good shape, lots of players all set out now to this right side of the field.
5 minutes to the break. Leigh look for a lifeline. Petteru.
And many of them are a live threat in this next play.
Good run first up. Wildy. That was Reynolds. Brierley, though, has gone without the ball, and Brand touches down, but it won't count, of course. Frustration from Brierley.
Well, I guess Leigh's chance of survival in this league depends on the rate of improvement over the next 6 months. Obviously got less than 6 minutes here to half time before they get a chance to address their issues. How quickly they can improve individually and as a team will determine whether or not we see them in this competition in 12 months' time.
One, move back, hold fellas, hold.
Warrington back in possession. That's Charnley.
2, move, get square, hold, hold. Go, play on.
If they were to strike again before the break, an already tough assignment would become very difficult indeed for the Leigh Centurions. Ratchford's pass, Curry, brilliant offload, Widdop, King now, and Toby King accelerates away. Support left and right, he's going to go inside to Widdop. Fantastic try again from the Warrington Wolves, striking from deep. This time it's Widdop who gets the 4-pointer as they accelerate away from Leigh. The Centurions had it all to do before, but is that the moment where the destiny of these 2 points are going to go the way of the Warrington Wolves?
But the left side threat seems to be the one that most teams are going to have to worry about when they play Warrington this year. What I thought was so important and impressive about that try was that it was Ratchford who created the pass and Widdop then provided the support run behind it. Look, a late pass to deny and just drawing the defenders here. I think that as they develop that combination, get the timing right, that it makes it harder to defend and play against them. You're not sure who's going to do what. Warrington don't care as long as they get a try at the end of it. Nice wide pass from Darrell Clark. That was a great setup. And then a short pass, long pass, short pass and an offload. If you add that to some speed and then the patience and calm of Toby King, they are going to be a dangerous team to play when in possession whenever they go to the left-hand side of the field.
More joy on the Warrington Cities. Gareth Widdop, a grand final winner in Australia with Melbourne in 2012. Is he going to get Warrington to the big one? It's early days, but they look in blistering form right now. Last week's setback firmly behind them as Ratchford adds 2 more points and Warrington lead by 22 points to 0.
It's the same setup, the same shape, and hitting the lead, the short runner in Ben Curry. He goes through again. It's just that little tip on from him. Instead of going out the back continuously, Warrington look like they're quite happy with just hitting that little short ball, and it seems to be working for them. And Steve Price knew they had to get the game plan right, knew they was going to be up against a committed Leigh Centurion side, but it seems to be Warrington's first half. Oh, big challenge from Rob Butler.
Inside the last 2 minutes, first half, and Leigh will not go down here without a fight. We saw that last week against Wigan, and there's the hit as Hill moves forward with menace now. Darrell Clark, Austin, no way through. It's Hughes. Hill once more. As we move into the last 60 seconds, mission accomplished so far for Warrington. Last tackle, Austin with the kick. Test for Russell. Had to make up ground to collect that ball as well, Matty Russell. Former Warrington man, of course, 31 tries in 97 Wolves appearances, 5 seasons in Warrington.
Well, Leigh can make ground doing that with single-man players, but it doesn't really drain or threaten the opposition very much. They're doing all they can here now, I suppose, to get to the break. Is there anything left in this last 15 seconds?
Wildy, Gerrard now. A standout in Chris Hill's testimonial. A rare try. And Wallace sticks a ball over the top. Jake Marmo is happy to run it out. He knows the hooter's imminent. And it's the perfect 40 minutes for Steve Price and the Warrington Wolves. 4 tries in that first period. Lynham started it, then a couple of minutes from Toby King and Jake Marmo, and then Gareth Widdop, the man on screen there, has put the Wolves in a commanding position at the break. Warrington lead by 22 points to 0.
The flag's flying on the far side of the ground will tell Brian Kearney that there is a strong wind now behind the Leigh Centurions, and hopefully they can use that to take full advantage in the second half. Maybe a 40-20 kick might assist them into giving them that attacking position.
Ratchford then preparing to get this second 40 underway. Almost faultless in that first period. Leigh have to score first, second half at the very least, if they're going to get anything out of this game. Score though 11 minutes into the second period. Darrell Clark back on the inside, good run from Philbin. Darrell Clark, Widdop, Austin, cushion pass, Hughes, faced by Wildy. Brierley in there as well, as is Tyrone McCarthy. And Widdop with a really clever kick. Curry is there, Curry spinning, and Curry scoring for the Warrington Wolves. It's taken 12 minutes second half, but Warrington continuing as they left off in the first. His first try of last year was crucial in a defeat of Huddersfield on this ground. And now he opens his account in 2021 to start Warrington's second half tally.
He said it's taken 12 minutes to get this try. It's probably taken 12 months for us to start to see the best of Gareth Widdop. I think here now in this game, he's had touches in his previous games for the Warrington Wolves, but he's now started to put it together more, and I think he's looking comfortable on the left side of the field here, feeding Ratchford and surviving from Curry and taking and giving. It's a brilliant kick here, isn't it? He's a second receiver, takes the ball off Ratchford, and the combination again now, there'll be a trio of players there, Curry, Ratchford and Widdop, who I think are going to provide lots of points for these fans this year.
More joy at home in Warrington. Gareth Widdop, the mastermind. Ben Curry, who profited, enjoyed back-to-back injury-free seasons in 2019 and 2020. Played 19 of 20 last year at second row. Back to his best as Ratchford posts 2 more points and Warrington stretch their advantage. The Wolves now ahead. Ron McCarthy feels the weight of 3 Warrington defenders. Jason Clark among them. Wildy, Sidlow, Reynolds. Now it's Wallace. Shut down impressively by Toby King. That was Keenan Brand. Now it's Brierley. Something on this left-hand side for Leigh, perhaps. It's a good run from Matty Russell.
He's so strong, isn't he, Matty Russell? Wow.
It's 4 metres away. Best chance for Leigh in this game. Reynolds, short ball. Is this the moment?
What a tackle! What a tackle to stop him. Was it Darrell Clark?
They're still not done, and Sidlow will get over. They have punctured the Warrington defence. 4 minutes short of the hour mark. They have a mountain to climb, but Leigh may have taken a step here. Adam Sidlow with the try.
What a brilliant passage of play here for the Leigh side. They swung the ball wide to the left-hand side, and Thornley created a chance here, but then Russell was like a pocket dynamo, bouncing from one defender to another, back in the field of play. Warrington have him covered, and now having stretched them over to that side, they come back now to their right wing, keeping the ball alive. Lots of players running. I thought he was through at that point. Amazing stop and catch, I think, by Darrell Clark. It was Ben Curry, in fact, with number 11 on his back, and then a clever run by Sidlow. In and away for a big man here. This is where they get them into position, close to the try line. And it's a brains, not brawn, from Sidlow here. The angle of the run is so intelligent, and I'm sure at some point John Wells will show us here just what he does there to make that the first 4 points for the Leigh side today.
Ben Reynolds to try and have the extras. right in front. 2 more points for the Leigh Centurions. Still trail, but they're on the board. 28-6 now.
Well, Ben Reynolds in that set of 6 had 3 big involvements. 2 of them was setting up the play, going nice and straight to the line, holding the defence, and the 3rd was setting up that pass, nice simple pass.
Move quickly, and that kick again finds the sideline. Oh, it does. Charlie takes it just before it goes over the touch.
Josh Charney in a good position to collect that. Austin waits, and this Warrington performance just stopped in its tracks by that Sidlow try. It just punctured slightly.
Both coaches are going to be looking at their side thinking, right, how are you going to finish? For Steve Price, it's all about keep going, play for the full 80 minutes, keep challenging to score some points. For Leigh Centurions, how are you going to react to the scoreboard? Is there anything else that you can do to challenge this Warrington side, one of the top sides in the competition that everyone expects so much from?
And now it's gone. It's Philbin who plays the ball. Widdop on the last. Widdop throws a dummy. Widdop's going to coast in, is he? Brilliant tackle. Warrington get the ball back though, and King will cross the line. Toby King with his 2nd try. And it's normal service resumed for Warrington. Conceded to Adam Sidlow just 3 minutes ago. And Toby King doubles up in St Helens.
Well, Gareth Widdop started to play like the player we imagined we'd all see when he first arrived here. It's a power play, he runs the ball on the last tackle, he doesn't kick the ball, and even when he's stopped, he's clever enough there to keep the ball alive. Warrington plays in support, and again, another try to an outside back. They've been very good today here. His ability to read the game, you know, if you look on the other side of the field, we've got Blake Austin. He's probably a solo player, he's a runner, where here we've got Gareth Widdop on the left, who's a team creator, but has the ability here, when invited to, will run and run dangerously.
Great skill on show from Gareth Widdop. And Toby King, the man in the right place to take advantage. Double for Toby King. Can take his game to the next level with the arrival of Greg Inglis. No Inglis, no problem as far as Warrington are concerned this afternoon. Ratchford. Again, almost out on the touchline, but it's a good kick again from Ratchford. And Warrington back.
Teammates. Collision on Ben Halliwell's leg.
Come on, keep listening.
Here now is Jason Clark. Warrington in the box seat again here. Inside the last 12 minutes. Widdop floats the ball over the top this time. And Lynham is in. Lynham in the corner. 2 for Toby King. 2 now for Tom Lynham. 3 at Leigh's expense in the pre-season friendly. And now doubles up against the Centurions in St Helens. Could be 40 points in a moment.
Well, Ben Reynolds held Gareth Widdop back to deny 1 try. That was just a moment or 2 ago, and then we get to the next opportunity. Gareth Widdop shows what he can do. You know, there are a lot of people that think that Tom Lynham might end up this season as the Super League's top try scorer in the Betfred competition. Well, standing outside Gareth Widdop, if he continues to play on the left-hand side and serves both a long ball and a short ball like that, he's got every chance. They've looked very dangerous. It may, you may say, only be the Leigh Centurions they're playing against today, but they're building in confidence, they're building the combinations, and they're starting to get that continuity and chemistry that the top sides have.
He looks like he's having a right party on his own, the lad in the bottom on the right, doesn't he? The Warrington fan. I think his dance moves need a bit of work, to be fair, Ben.
Those in glass houses. 80 Warrington tries now for Tom Lynham. Milestone for him. Steve Price is 38-6 up. Could be 40, courtesy of this kick. Ratchford sizing up the angle inside the last 10 minutes. Pulled it wide, but that won't worry Warrington too much, won't worry Stefan Ratchford too much, as Lynham helps himself to a double.
Well, Steve Price is thinking.
32-30 loss back in the 2017 qualifiers. Leigh hunting in packs here. Scoreboard against them. It's those behaviours that you were talking about, Phil, that will be so important as they continue this season.
Well, don't forget, a lot of their players didn't play for a year. You know, they didn't get an opportunity to play last season. I think they're doing remarkably well in their opening 2 games. They've been absolutely embarrassed here by 38 points to 6, but they've got a great chance. They're going to improve quicker than any other side because of the off time they've had. Attempted ball steal, but Austin's too clever for that.
And Austin gives the ball some air. This could be dangerous again as King finds Lynham. Lynham has support on the inside from Ben Curry. Curry in turn finds Winner, and Winner, the latest double for Warrington. 40 up for the Wolves, and Gareth Winner helps himself to a second try.
Well, familiar pattern here has started to emerge for this Warrington side. Left-sided attack, it bounces off Austin. He realises, I suppose, his teammates over on this flank have been red hot today, and he finds the pass that launches them again. This is some good support play, and they've stayed patient. Nice soft pass by Tom Lynham. That's how his game's developed. And then the final one back inside to Gareth Widdop to take the advantage here. Leigh starting to tire and maybe don't have the pace that Warrington are able to exert down the left flank. Look, 4 men. Tom Lynham does well here. I think that's the development in his game. Finds the pass. Curry waits, draws a fullback, and it's 4 more, which will inevitably, I think, become 6 here with the kick to come.
Well, Phil, let the ball work with support, and Warrington, when they look to shift the ball over to the left-hand side, it's looked dangerous all game. And Ben Curry, I think this is the 3rd or 4th try that he's set up, scored one himself. Gareth Widdop has been really good all day, asking questions along with Blake Austin. And they have looked dangerous, and that scoreline will really please Steve Price and the fans at home.
Second half, second tries for Toby King, for Tom Lynham, and now for Gareth Widdop. And Ratchford will surely add 2 more points here. Missed 2 kicks last week. Then
they had to make a statement, and I think this is the right statement that the coach was after. Score 44 points, just concede the 1 try. Let your players go out there and play. Don't be predictable. Like we talked about in the first half, I thought they were predictable last week. Passive, really, in
Wallace. Let nobody down on his latest Leigh debut. Ben Reynolds. Here he is in possession again, taken to ground by Jason Clark, 40 metres away from that Warrington line. Ioane back from Hood. Brierley finds Thornley. And a swat aside the defenders. It's a really good kick, and Leigh will go over. Brierley is there. Leigh double up. Ryan Brierley sniffing the opportunity, and he opens his account for 2021.
Well, that's a very important and a very impressive try for me for a couple of reasons. One, when you're losing by such a scoreline, there's a temptation maybe not to give it all here, but the run by Thornley, get out of the way, the kick on the inside, and that support. This is what Ryan Brierley does at his best, isn't it? Puts himself in the position to take advantage of kicks, chases, opportunities and offloads. And Thornley there with a big don't argue. Keenan Brand on the kick inside.
A friendly win, or friendly defeat I should say, to Warrington a fortnight ago. He got a couple in a quarter-final loss at Warrington back in 2015. As Reynolds slots over 2 more points, and Leigh trail by 44 points to 12.
A strong player, Ian Thornley, when he gets...
Hood, Brierley, Leigh looking to end with back-to-back tries. Untidy pass though. Ioane now. Ioane flicks the ball back, under pressure for Thompson. Warrington come up with it. This could be a sad end for Leigh, but it's a knock-on, and that will be the end. It's James Child calls this contest to an end, and Steve Price, mission accomplished for the Warrington boss. Under pressure, perhaps going into this one, but Warrington have answered all the doubters. 8 tries to 2. Doubles for Tom Lynham, Toby King and Gareth Widdop. Back-to-back defeats though for Leigh, so brave against last year's league leaders a week ago, but they've come up short again. So 2 losses to start 2021 for John Duffy, but Warrington have won this one by 44 points to 12.